All right, welcome back to another episode of Screen the Screener. I'm Steve Mensch. Across from me is Tyler Besman. To my right, Virgie, Matt Solso. We're not going to do it. We're not gonna have the funeral episode. I refuse to do it. I won't do it. I mean, I will say we were supposed to do this last night, and I was already on I'm just going to cancel it because I just don't want to talk about sad stuff.
Yeah.
And what we're obviously referencing is Jason Tatum, superstar, Tyler's MVP,
My superhero.
his hidden crush.
Not so hidden.
Not so hidden.
Yeah. Pretty out there.
Tore his Achilles in a game 5 loss, game 4
Four.
loss. Yeah, game 4 loss to the Knicks. Sky feels like it's falling, but we're not going to do that. I refuse to do that. I don't want to do sad pods. We're not doing sad pods. I would love more than anything else to see the Celtics make a run without him. And it's not. I don't think it's impossible. I think it's unlikely. I think the Knicks.
I already got my parlay in for the Celtics to win tonight. So
You do?
Me
Yeah.
too.
and I've got like Derek White with like 4+ threes,
Me too.
and Brown to have 25+ points. I mean, Brown was the MVP in the last year's finals, and he was a conference finals MVP. Like, he can take over a game. This is not the end of the world.
I agree. Good for you guys. I think the Knicks ended tonight.
I think the Knicks
They've been the
ended
better-
game 6.
They've been
Yeah.
the better team all series.
I think we take it tonight. I think there's like a statement to be made by our team. I think they make it. I think next game is when the Knicks solidify it in New York. But like a stat that I was saying to Matt before we hopped on the pod that I absolutely hate using, but I'll just mention it. The Celtics are 8-2 without Jason Tatum. They are 0-1 without Jason Tatum in the playoffs, but they are 8-2 without him. So we'll see if Brown can take it.
I mean, people just
Shows
have
like
to
a
step
reach.
up.
Yeah, and it does sometimes work like that where teams adjust because they were like, it felt like in the last game, and I didn't watch a ton of it because I was already depressed, and just to let everyone know my mental state, it just felt like they were leaning on him already like too much. So now you can't lean on him. The other guys feel they need to step up, and then do they actually step up? And then all of a sudden you move
Well,
the ball more.
and Kristaps Porzingis needs to not play like Frankenstein.
I
Is he
know,
long
it's
COVID?
tough.
What's the thing?
I don't know, but
Dr. Besman.
that's so-
Paging Dr. Besman.
It's that illness makes absolutely no sense to me, but he keeps on talking about how like he's so fatigued at all times, and like you can see it. Like he goes for a rebound and can't. He's getting boxed out of the paint by small bigs. Like it's
He
I
missed
don't know what happened to him.
two layups for with the foul. What is that? 1-1.
Yeah,
He missed both of them. That would have changed the game in Game 4.
for sure. I think if we legitimately had like JB can play the same, honestly everything the same besides KP, and you took KP from last year and placed him in this series, we're winning, no doubt. Like
Drew seems pretty banged up too, right?
Yeah, he's been banged up all year.
Right.
So I think like
I love Drew Holiday.
I love Drew Holiday too, but he's going to be traded. Kristaps Porzingis.
Okay, we're gonna get into that in a second.
Okay.
We're getting into that in a second, but you guys feel good about the Celtics tonight. I do not.
Tonight, yes.
So
Put your money where your mouth is. Let's see who's right.
Yeah, big cheese.
I haven't placed a bet in forever, and you know why? Because I looked at my numbers, and I'm not an analytics guy, but I can tell those aren't good.
I won 80 last night. It was pretty high.
That's great. You win 100, you're winning 80. I'm just giving money away.
You're going to start telling the fellas.
I do. It's exactly what I need to do, to be honest with you. And then you guys start losing bets, and you're going to call me and be like, hey, man, do you know what a
Hey, cooler is.
Do you know what a cooler is? Do you know what a cooler is?
No.
A cooler is a guy that has such bad luck. This is a real thing, man. It has such bad luck that it passes off to other people, rubs off on other people.
Oh, damn.
And casinos have coolers go sit next to
Yep.
someone who is on a heater to try to get
Like at a crap state.
Is it real?
It's
Is it
William H.
scientific?
Macy.
I don't know. There's a movie about it. Yeah, William H. Macy's in it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's not. If you're the cooler, it's not great.
But I mean, like, if
Things are
you're.
going pretty well in my life. It's still that's just a real issue.
But I mean, if you're, like, getting paid by the casino to be a cooler, that's kind of sick.
Yeah, that's a nice life.
Right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hey, just go sit there and suck at blackjack.
Ruin that salesman from Boise, Idaho's dream.
Yeah, right.
Anyone can go over there and do that for me? Yeah, no problem. What do you need me to do? Just suck.
Yeah.
If you could just suck.
Do your thing.
Just be you.
Yeah.
Don't change.
You get the buffet again tonight. It's pretty good, right? This is working out for you. Terrible. All right. Anyways, so either way, we agree that this is the Knicks series, right?
Yeah.
We don't want it to be that way. We'll watch and we hope and all of that, but this looks like it's going to be the Knicks series. Indiana's already taken care of Cleveland, which, by the way, if Tatum's injury doesn't happen, that is a much bigger story to me. That Cleveland team is supposed to be a freight train this year. and got handled by an Indiana team. We've said last year, even though Tyler brought this up to me, I didn't even realize it. Do you know that the Celtics swept them last year?
The Pacers, yeah.
Yeah, but they were all really tight games.
All really
like,
tight.
Like
crazy
last second.
To Tyler's point, he said it felt like a 6-game series.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, if you told me it was a 6-game series, I would have believed you.
Yeah.
It did
insane.
not. It did not feel like a sweep. We said from that time, this team, we like this team. This team's gritty. This team is built to win. Like, we love this team. Outside of the Celtics, obviously. So I would like to see Indiana take care of the Knicks. I'm not a huge Halliburton guy, though.
I'm not a big Halliburton guy either. He's just super corny and like kind of
Indiana.
I like almost all the other ones, by the way.
Yeah, you like Nemhard,
Yeah.
whatever.
Aaron Nemhard.
I like him too. Andrew.
Andrew.
Yeah.
He has a brother, I think, named Aaron.
He does.
Yeah.
But that's where like Halliburton, I like him. I think he's a great player. I remember him coming out of college, and I wanted the Celtics to draft him. I think we were 3 picks behind where he got drafted. So like I think he's a great player.
He is.
I just don't see him being like the number one option for them. I think that they're a number one option away from being an insane team.
Yeah, that's the
But
thing
they-
about them. They don't really have, other than him. And he was
Yeah.
all NBA last year, right?
Yeah,
Or 2 years. Maybe it was
he made
last
the
year.
USA team, and him and Tatum are the ones that got benched.
Right, and I hate the way he talks about that because he's like, "Oh, me and Tatum." I'm like, "Dude, you're not in the same."
Because he's acting, he's talks about it like, oh, we're the little bros.
You're not in the
like,
same universe as him.
Yeah,
And he was voted the most overrated player by the rest of the league, by the players. And then he comes out and balls. And he's a damn good basketball player. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. It's just his style is not for me.
no,
His build's not
jump
for
shots
me.
weird.
But like he's tough. I mean, you can't. He's probably the face of that organization, and that organization is tough. So
Yeah.
you have to give him credit for all of that.
For sure.
That said, I'd like to see them take care of the Knicks because I got a bad taste in my mouth.
And they
for the
will.
Knicks.
They will. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah,
that they
because
take care of
this is the classic Thibodeau. Yeah, we've already
them. True. Health.
Celtics in 4,
Yeah.
Celtics in 5,
Yeah, true.
Celtics in 6.
Celtics in 7 now,
Yeah.
baby.
So this is so Tom Thibodeau, though. And you said this with hockey teams. I feel like the New Jersey Devils with that trap that we talked about. You would do this for years, where they could get to the 3rd round, and then they wouldn't win.
Yeah.
You know, they have great defense, and they just don't. I don't feel like they have enough scoring. They're a one-man show.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Like Cat hasn't done much that I've seen. Bridges is a scorer, but I'm not convinced that he's. And maybe this is when he takes his next step. Maybe this is when Bridges does all that. They're a
Yeah.
very deep, good team, but they don't have that elite. You know, like they're not finding ways to get Bridges the ball in the moment. It's
No.
all Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. And I like it's interesting because both those teams, Indiana and New York, are kind of those teams where they get to the 3rd round and they get knocked out, and that's kind of as far as you see it.
Yeah.
So that's why that matchup is going to be interesting. But Indiana matches up really well where Pascal Siakam, I would take over Mikal Bridges. I would take him probably over OG Anunoby, especially on offense. Miles Turner, I think, stops Cat, or they're at least even each
Yeah,
other
Miles
out.
Turner's an underrated piece, man.
Very underrated. And then you end up having Nebhard that comes in, and he's a good role player. He's a good shooter. You have Aaron Nesmith, who's a former Celtic.
Yeah.
Like,
I
just
always
a-
want to call him James Nesmith, which is the creator of basketball,
Yeah.
and very, very different human.
Very different.
I'm like, did you make basketball? Bro, no.
But then that's where, like, it's going to be an interesting series where it's probably going to be very low scoring, absolute bloodbath.
No.
And to be honest, I just called him corny, but he could do the corniest thing ever in New York. I want to see like a game 3 or a game 4 where Halliburton turns to Spike Lee and does the Reggie Miller choke thing. If he does that in New York, I'm good. Like
Yeah.
I would be stoked. Or like a game 7, he hits a game winner and does the Reggie Miller to Spike Lee. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
It would be, I mean, I guess. Whatever. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. I hope Indiana takes care of the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's my hope. And then give me OKC. I feel like it's the Thunder's year, man. I kind of like that young team. They were annoying to me when the Celtics were in there. I know they're still in it, but if it was between them and the Celtics, it was annoying to me because they were like, everyone was kind of ordaining them or whatever. But I like the idea of those Oklahoma City fans finally getting one.
No, I
After
agree.
all they've been through, like with the Durant, Westbrook, Harden, like all of that stuff, man. They should have one, and they haven't got one.
No, they deserve one. The
So
fans definitely deserve one.
No one deserves it. No one deserves it. I don't think that's like a myth, right? Like you don't deserve it. Like everyone deserves it.
I don't know. I was biased. Obviously, extremely biased. I felt like us as Boston fans deserved last year's championship. There were years of crap that we went through.
18 banners.
No, I get that, but we
banners.
spent multiple years. We had 1 year where we went into it. And
what else do you think you deserve? Let's get into it. Let's get away from the whole.
No,
like,
no,
what
no,
else
no,
do you think you deserve?
No. I'm sorry. I'm staying with that. The Celtics are cursed, and that's why we deserved last year.
Cursed with 18
18
and
Hold on.
2 in the last 10 years. Or 12, 20 years.
We ended up with, starting from Len Bias all the way to now. Yes, we've had some titles here and there, but we are so goddamn cursed.
We've had some titles between then and... Oh, dude, you're unbelievable.
But we're still cursed. Like you go from Len, you go to Reggie, then you go to Paul Pierce where he almost dies in a nightclub getting stabbed, and then you end up with KG's injury in 2009 where we had a fantastic team and that didn't work out because he was injured all
It's
year.
not KG.
Then
you know why they didn't win. You know why they didn't win a second one.
Then 2010.
Benedict Arnold went to Miami.
But then 2010, Kendrick Perkins gets injured in the finals. We end up losing. And then we end up having a terrible years. And then we go into, okay, we have Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward ruins his career at the peak of his career. And then Kyrie is done. And next thing we know, we're with young stars, which is great. And it's been awesome years. But then we deserve that. We sat through that decade.
Let me wipe my tears away.
Yeah, seriously, don't.
But I'm saying you deserve it.
So if
the fans deserve it. OKC deserves it.
If there is we have an open seat here every week. If there is a fan who listens to this pod from literally any other basketball team that could come
debate me.
There's no debating. I don't even want to debate. This is an intervention for you.
No.
This is
I don't need one.
We're gonna have your family lined up against the walls, and we're gonna have a Pistons fan sitting there and saying, "Hey Ty, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you about our franchise and about what we've been through and what we haven't gotten." By the way,
what injuries have they been through?
The Pistons aren't even a good example because they've gotten some champions. Injuries? Oh my god, dude.
We gave them a champion. We gave them Chauncey Billups. That's another thing. We gave up Chauncey Hall of Famer Billups to the Pistons.
All right,
we're cursed. And now Tatum tears his Achilles. We're cursed.
Cursed with 18 banners.
The irony of being a Red Sox fan and having an 86-year curse.
Right.
Like, that was a curse. The Bills are a curse.
The way they lose, too. Like, the Bills, the wide left stuff, the Red Sox.
4 in a row.
The Red Sox with the errors. And oh, my God.
We're cursed.
The walk-off home runs of the Yankees. Dude, give me a break with that.
I would argue that if you have a championship title in the last 25 years, then you're not cursed.
Right.
And you've got 2.
So give me the Thunder or Minnesota to win it. I would. That's what I want. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but right now I'm in a dark place, and there are some things that would make me feel a little bit better. Is if a team like Minnesota and Anthony Edwards and that team. I don't know as much about them as the Thunder, but again, up and coming, talented.
I don't know.
And I would rather them win that than Indiana because as much as I like that Indiana team, screw them. Like they're still a rival.
I don't know. So
like I respect them. You can respect someone,
of course,
respect a team and still not want them to win because they're your rival, right? Like,
but shoot me down as quick as you want.
No problem. What's your hot take, by the way?
I don't want. I'll get to that. But
now you're off balance. I like it.
No. I don't want Minnesota to win, and I don't want Oklahoma City to win because there's a player on each one of those teams that basically what this year felt like was who will be the face of the NBA. Ant Edwards, SGA, Tatum.
Dude, SGA will never be the face of this league.
Dude, the media is annoying as hell. They love SGA.
They can try. They're going to try.
Hold on. The only thing is now you have Tatum out for a year. If Ant Edwards wins this championship, I'm projecting that he's the face of the NBA because the focus will be on him whole time Tatum's out. And then right as Tatum gets back, there's not even a running for him to be at the face of the NBA.
Is it important?
I think the same with SGA.
No, Tatum's coming back when he's 29, probably.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go to a dark place here, but that's going to be interesting to see. We don't know what's going to happen with Tatum going forward. His career, up to this point, has been outrageous.
Oh, it's been amazing.
And he should be like the face. The problem. This is the problem. I don't think any international player will be the face of the league. Yeah, they should be. Why isn't Luka the face of the league? Why isn't Jokic the face of the league?
Because he's got donut jelly on his face.
Right, but
Yeah.
Jokic is exactly.
I think the marketability isn't as great as
Same
people
thing.
believe.
You think the marketability with SGA is great?
I think
I
think Ant Edwards is more marketable than the others, and my
Right.
biggest reason is because everything's going to be compared to Jordan, or even LeBron, where it's going to be, is he flashy? Does he have awesome dunks? Does he hit threes? Does he play tough defense? Like, is that going to be a game that kids are going to watch from start to finish and enjoy watching? Versus Luka, where he's just jacking threes and then has terrible defense, doesn't really dunk. Same with Jokic, plays slow, plays old man basketball. SGA's flashy, but he doesn't really have dunks.
No, he's not.
But that's
he's
where
not that charismatic.
And Edwards is what scares me of him winning.
Why? Do you care that Anthony Edwards is the face of the team, face of the league over Jason Tatum? You should just want what's best for the NBA, but you're an NBA guy.
No, I know, but I also don't think the face of the NBA being from Minnesota is also great.
By the way, you're leaving out Jaylen Brown, which is very interesting. Jaylen Brown could come in next year and just light the league on fire, man.
He could. I mean, we paid him $300 million, but I'm not ready to give him that.
I'm fine with you saying this, by the way. Give me the Thunder. I don't think Denver can come back. I don't want them to win another one. I don't kind of like the Jokic is the best coach in the league now kind of narrative that's going on. Like
player coach stuff. Yeah.
I think the Aaron Gordon story, like as a career, is one of the best in the league.
Oh yeah,
and I love that.
Yeah,
he's a dude.
It's something for a lot of players to learn from.
He's awesome to go from where because he was like a top 6 pick or something like that, and to go from a guy who was considered a bust to be, and he never turned into that guy,
right?
But he's turned into a damn good player.
He was just like that athletic wing player in Orlando.
So give me the Thunder, or give me Minnesota. But if you say no Minnesota, I'm fine with that.
I would give me Thunder or Pacers. Like if Pacers win it,
Pacers
win it. I'm okay with it. They play legit team basketball. They play extremely tough. They honestly play the basketball that the Celtics are trying to play. So I'm okay with it.
I'm gonna dip my toe in this water because this is the Aaron Rodgers water.
You got a big toe,
and I have a huge toe, like weirdly big.
Okay. Get that looked at.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Amongst other things. So, anyways, I just dip my toe. I just gotta say this. I don't want to see Draymond Green anymore than I need to. And I will say this. I think he's it's not that I don't like him as a basketball player. It's not that I don't like him as a human. Like when he is in his calm space, he says really smart, cool. Like there's things that I like about his pod. I don't like watching his pod during the season.
No.
Because then he starts saying things that are just, I'm like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, you just got fined $50,000.
This doesn't seem like the human being that you are at this time.
Right.
So now you're this different human being. Like the whole rant about the narrative against him and making him look like I believe he said the term
an angry black man.
An angry black man.
Yeah.
And I was like, you have teammates and coaches coming up to who you know love you, who you know care about you, trying to get you to calm down so you can do the best thing for the team because they need you.
Right.
They need you, but I also believe this. I do believe that Steph Curry and Steve Kerr are good people, and I believe that they're like, this is not good for you.
Yeah, Steve Kerr's been extremely outspoken.
This is not good for you. This is what we want, what's best for you. It's not just about, like, yes, it is best for the team, but it's also what's best for you. We traded a very talented player, and everyone likes to make fun of Jordan Poole. He was an up-and-coming player in the system. We traded a very talented player because of you.
Yeah.
We value you. They could have traded him several times, and they didn't, I think, for good reason.
Yeah.
So when he's in these moments and he's doing this thing, it's not just because I'm like, wow, you're annoying, because he is. The behavior is annoying and it's frustrating and it's not good. But it's also because it just, I don't know. It's because it's sad to watch.
No, it is. And that's where when he was complaining in Boston when they were like F Draymond,
yeah.
And then they go play over there this year and they're screaming F Draymond in Houston. I'm like, well, is Houston racist?
Well, Steve Kerr did call them out. To Kerr's defense, he did come out and say the same things.
Of course, but at the same time, stop doing this every single year.
Right.
Every single year.
And the thing is,
woes me.
When he says that honestly, the angry black man comment, it waters down his comments when he does make very good, articulate points that I listen to, and I'm like, I can probably learn from what this guy is saying right now. Right. But it waters it down for the general public for most people.
Right.
That sucks.
Right.
All right, so we figured out the NBA. We figured out the NBA season. The rest of what's going to happen. Let's specifically in the Celtics sort of quickly. I'll give you 10 minutes on this.
Cool.
This is not a funeral plot, and the reason is because that 6'1" man from Zionsville, Indiana, the magician, the wizard, Brad Stevens. And we were saying this just before we came on. You still have the core of Derek White. Tatum when he comes back, and I know we're looking probably at a year.
Yeah.
Which means we're probably looking at missing all of last year. So 2 years, I guess you would say, but it's the end of this year. I don't know, whatever way you want to word it.
Yeah, he'd come back when he's 29 in the 26, 27
Right.
season.
I'm optimistic with the way science is now and all these things. I'm optimistic. And his age is not 30. You know what I mean? Like he's would have been better if he was 24, probably. But like I don't think that he's not old. And then Jaylen Brown. So Brown, Tatum, White. Now all the other things I'm gonna let you get into this, but you have that core. I think Missoula got absolutely outcoached by the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think he was awesome last year, and I think he's been awesome at times, and he's a young coach, and I think there's no reason to believe he won't be a little bit better next time around.
Yeah.
So, not a funeral plot. The sky's not falling. Thoughts?
So 2 things. One with the Tatum injury. I'm also optimistic because I look at it in the same way with Kevin Durant. When Kevin Durant tore his Achilles, he got surgery immediately, same as Tatum. Kevin Durant was 30. He missed a year, and it was the same time. It was conference finals, I believe it happened.
Yeah.
Against Toronto, and then he missed the following season, played the next, and it was still KD. And I don't think anybody can debate me on the fact that his production went down. He was KD through and through from before he got injured and after. Same thing. Klay Thompson was a little bit different. His production went down a little bit, but still pretty similar. Both of those dudes were over the age of 30. Right. Kevin Durant was 30. Tatum is 27, so I'm not worried about him coming back and being 29 after all of this rehab.
Every injury is different, but you're right. What you're saying is there's reason to be optimistic.
And that's where Kevin Durant's was relatively similar. His was lunging forward, similar to Tatum. So that's where I'm curious to see. But then the other piece as well is Joe Mazzulla. He, like you're saying with Brad, and Brad we trust, Brad was outcoached by Spoelstra multiple times, especially in the bubble. I think that him having Brad as a mentor who brought Joe in the first place is awesome. Especially he gets outcoached this series. Last series he won.
So Brad can teach him how to be outcoached.
No. Brad can teach him how to adjust. Brad can teach him how to adjust, especially because he is the youngest coach in the NBA right now and in history.
Right. That is very. I don't know about history. That's interesting, but that's very important to keep in mind.
Yeah. But so that's my thing.
Russell wasn't younger than him when he became the coach of the Celtics.
I don't believe so.
Well, if he's the youngest, you've got that stat from somewhere.
Yeah.
So he must.
I saw it on Twitter, so I maybe should check my source.
Okay. I don't know if you guys have heard of Wikipedia, but it's pretty dope.
Pretty legit.
I donated $1.
But then with the core pieces, I'll just be the bad guy. Porzingis is gone and Drew is gone. If you want those core pieces and be still able to look forward to the Celtics' future.
Horford's probably gone too, right?
Horford said that he wants to resign.
Oh, he did?
That's what the media is saying.
Awesome.
That he came out and said that he wants to resign. With that, though, he would have to sign on a vet minimum. And
I could see him doing that.
I could totally see him doing that. If he does that, fantastic. It honestly saves us a lot because then we don't need to worry about our starting 5 as much, where right now our starting 5 is kind of empty. But my hot take is that...
Hot take, here we go. I have no sound effects. Where's the sound effects?
It's my fajita sizzling noise.
That's actually pretty good. That's almost as good as breaking news.
The Applebee's
hot take.
But with the new
brought to you by Apple.
with the new CBA ruling with the NBA, basically right now the Celtics are above the second apron, which damages trades that you can make. It also damages free agency that you can make, as well as draft positioning. My hot take is, and Brad we trust, we'll stay with that. Before the draft, he starts making awesome moves and ends up working his way around the CBA and trading Porzingis to a team that feels they're one piece, or Drew that feels that they're one piece away, and trades into the top 10. Ends up getting us a young player like Derek Queen, who fits into kind of the point forward type role, and ends up filling like a Tatum slot for a year, ends up getting a lot of exposure, and that's the best way to avoid the CBA taxing the crap out of our team and ruining them for the next 5 years. and you end up having something to look forward to.
I feel like I'm watching welfare on multiple.
What?
Hands?
I was like, I just blacked out.
I mean, I
I
kind
was
of
like,
did.
The global economy. You were like the second apron. I was like, what is happening right now? I was like, what? Was there aprons? I have no idea about the game. I know that.
Do you want me to
stuff
explain?
exists. I'm not really. I don't think it's gonna be good content.
Yeah, it's probably not great content. That's very fair.
I know you just heard somebody go click, 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 turn everything off.
Oh no!
I was trying to think of it before I got on here. Where I was like, how can I make it sound kind of interesting? But there's no way of making the CBA sound interesting.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think you really understand your role on the pod that well right now.
I don't think so either.
We haven't had a group meeting in a while. Like we're gonna have to sit down. Like your hot takes need to be like
Hot.
outlandish. I need you to start.
All right. Do you want an
You
outlandish
know what
one
the
then?
problem is? You haven't been hanging out with Gary enough.
That's fair. I see you next weekend. We're
Good.
playing a grass volleyball
Yeah,
tournament. Do you want to know my hottest take?
You're
Actually,
playing a what tournament?
grass volleyball tournament. Do you want to know my hottest take?
You guys wear shirts? Is it shirts and skins for no reason?
What kind of grass is my
Guys, it's
question?
volleyball. We're just on the opposite side of the nets. Yeah, we'll be shirts. You guys be skins.
All right, I'm gonna give you my hottest take now. So we end up trading. A second round pick, and we packaged Porzingis and Drew and send it back over to Milwaukee for Giannis.
The Giannis thing is interesting to me.
I heard Giannis to Indiana.
Weirdest thing.
I would love that. But it seems like
It's not
Brooklyn.
great for us.
It seems like Brooklyn is the front runner, and Toronto is also a front runner.
Nobody would go to Toronto.
Nobody go to Toronto.
The pay cut you take is huge.
This is the one thing I would say. Him landing on the Celtics, I don't think is the craziest thing that would ever happen in the NBA. Stuff happens.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, you let Sam Hauser walk. You clear up a lot.
Do international players look very differently? Are they less offended by going to Toronto and taking that? I don't know. I wonder about that.
I have no idea.
Depends who their agent is.
Wendy believes that he's going to go to Dallas because Dallas signed his brother, and I don't care what Wendy thinks anymore.
Yeah, you and Wendy gotta work some things out.
I know we do.
I don't know
gotta
what's
sit
worse
down.
right now, Stephen A. and LeBron, or you and Wendy.
No, that's
Brian Windhorst is like
That's a great point.
He's blowing up our texts because Tyler's not happy.
Yeah, I'm not too. He said some decent things recently, but I'm not too stoked with him recently. Not too stoked.
Not too stoked. We're moving to California now too. What's happening?
Yeah, definitely not.
All right, so we feel good. Like the Celtics are going to be different, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It is. You are looking at a very different landscape than you were 48 hours ago.
We were gonna have to anyways, no matter what. I think that's the
Right, and
biggest
you were-
realization.
and tell
We
me if I'm
had
wrong.
to offload everybody. Like we have to let Porzingis and Drew go. We have to let Sam Hauser walk. We have to sign Al to a vet minimum, and then we need to not offer a new contract to the three players that I think JD is one of them, and then there's two other players that we just don't re-sign and basically tell them to walk.
Pratt's got some work to do.
He's got some work to do, but he has Jordan Walsh. He has Baylor Shireman. Like he has young dudes where they are going to get an opportunity to play. So,
And let's face it, the vast majority of NBA decision makers are not the best decision makers.
They're not.
Very,
By the way,
very
Nico
true.
Harris. That's his name.
Nico Harrison. Yeah.
The Harrison. The GIF or the meme or whatever your kids call these things of him. It's like him holding up his fingers and looking at him or something, or someone doing it and saying he's trying to figure out how to flip Cooper Flag for a second round pick.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude. I was crying. I was laughing hard. He had to bail that guy out. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm a genius."
Dude,
Not really.
it's got to be rigged. It's got to be rigged.
You know it's not, right? Like you know in your
no,
heart of
it
hearts
has
it's
to
not,
be
right?
rigged.
No, stop. You know the Earth is round, right?
I
Let's start here.
know
Let's
that.
start simple. The Earth is round, right?
I'm doing my role here.
NASA went to the moon. You know this, right?
That's not true.
Oh, here we go.
No, they did go to the moon.
They did go to the moon.
But no, this is why it's rigged. The Pelicans trade away Anthony Davis to the Lakers. What do they get? Zion Williamson, first overall pick.
Yeah, they were like,
Anytime you trade someone to the goddamn
the Puff
Lakers,
State
you get
Marshall
the first
man
pick.
from Duke, you guys can have him.
I mean, even LeBron said on the Pat McAfee show where he's like, yeah, magically the Cavs have lower odds and end up with me right as I'm available the first overall pick.
It is. I will say this.
Like it's always happens. You end up with Derrick Rose. He's from Chicago. He's the next face of the NBA. Chicago first overall pick. Like it happens time and time and time again.
I hope it's true and it gets exposed because it would be the craziest sports story in the history of sports.
Well, I mean, they did have a whole referee gambling thing.
That was pretty big.
Yeah, that was massive.
That was
I
pretty
mean,
big.
that's a big deal.
And that happened. I think that's happened way more than they've even.
Oh hell yeah!
Right.
I wouldn't argue that it still doesn't
What's on
happen.
the
That's why
spy-
Draymond just got
What was
fined.
on the Spygate tapes? What do you think was on there? Remember how the NFL just burned all the tapes?
I'm so glad I have a filter.
I thought of something there where I was like, I shouldn't say this.
We are desperate need the clicks, man. Just go, do your thing. And turn it off.
Jordan Hudson.
That's it's your interview tapes or whatever.
Is that, by the way, is that something we should be talking about?
I'm sick
No,
of it,
I
to be
refuse to.
honest.
I don't care.
Me
Like,
too.
do whatever you want. Like
Yeah.
Bill's ruining his legacy, but that sucks for him.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how I feel.
make
It's always-
better choices.
Until he starts winning games. And it'll be interesting.
Great,
We'll
he can
see.
win games. It
We'll
doesn't
see.
mean that this is a bad idea on
Yeah,
all
this is-
accounts.
I'm honestly, I'm sick of all the media talking about it at this point. I'm just like, oh, it's whatever.
Yeah, the
Who
media
cares?
is it's
They're
like,
so into it. And
it
I'm
was
like, you guys gotta
funny
relax.
and like interesting and like yucky and
Yeah.
all of these things. And they were like, but you know what though? They do it for a reason.
Get people click on it.
People
Clicks.
click on it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that
And
like
you-
stories
Yeah.
continue to go is because
That's
people are
why
still clicking on
TMZ
it.
exists, and I don't hate them. Like they know what they're doing. Like,
And there's a ton of different demographics that are tuning into that, so it's not just your sports guys.
no,
Well,
so-
no. I mean, that was a CBS interview, right? Like, that was a
I
Yeah,
that
purposely
was a
not.
sports guy. That wasn't like
Yeah.
Pat McAfee interview.
Right.
So yeah, we'll not do that. So we figured out the NBA. We're going to switch over. We're going to take the NHL.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you my breakdown of that. I need Florida to finish off the Leafs because we don't want to keep
In devastating fashion.
devastating fashion.
Like-
Like, ideal.
All overtime Marchand goals. Like, I want Marchand to continue to torture Toronto.
Hell
Great,
yeah.
yeah, that would be
Hell
great.
yeah.
I'll take that. And then I need them to get absolutely embarrassed by Carolina or Washington, most likely Carolina in the finals because as long
Conference finals.
yeah, the Eastern Conference Finals. Sorry, as long as Marchand plays 50% of the playoff games, which he is,
Well
he's
over
a lot.
at this point.
He's
Yeah.
played every once so far. I checked. I checked that. Did some
Yeah.
research before this.
You didn't get it from Twitter?
Big deal. Big deal. ESPN.com. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So some of
Legit source.
Some of us really do our homework around here. Okay, guy.
Man.
As long, and I checked the trade too. That was Wikipedia though. This trade might be
Bum.
off. Damn it. The trade was if it's a conditional second round pick that Bruins got for Marchand, and it turns into a first. If
But it turns into a first and 27. It's a 26 second round conditional pick, and it flips to a first and 27.
Yeah, what I said.
No, you
I'm
did
kidding.
say
I
that.
didn't
yeah.
know
I didn't know
that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I actually didn't know that.
That might be better. Depending on how it all goes.
Let's be honest, they're going to package it together and trade it for something else. So.
Yeah, we'll see.
And Florida's good. It's going to be a late round pick.
Yeah, we'll see though. With Florida, like I feel
Package it for Bedard.
2 years from now, Florida might not be as good. They probably will be. I agree with you. They probably will be, but weird things happen. Like the Bruins 2 years ago were going to be a freight train that they were just going to roll. Now they were an older roster, whatever. So he just needs to play 50% of the games, and they have to win 2 rounds of the playoffs. So
Yeah.
if they beat the Leafs,
We're good.
Done. We're good.
Hell yeah.
And I don't even think I think it would be to the point where even if it was a 7-game series and they lost next round, and Marchand didn't play a game, he still would be at 50% of the games because he's played 9.
Well, and they're not going to bench him for
No,
trade
he's
reasons.
playing
Like,
well.
You'd have to have an injury.
Yeah, he's playing well.
Yeah.
So I want Carolina, who I don't really love, or Washington, who I kind of would like to see. I don't like Tom Wilson, but I am amused by him. You can't say that.
He's in Matt Cook territory for me.
Matt Cook. He's a way more talented player than
I'm
Matt
not
Cook.
saying. I'm saying in terms of people I dislike, or
Oh, okay.
like that territory.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Tom Wilson actually has skill.
Matt Cook is just kind of
Yeah.
dick, though.
Well, Tom Wilson's a real nice guy.
Is that how I sound?
No.
Kind of.
So I would like to see Carolina sweep, or the Caps, most likely Carolina sweep. Also, I will say the side note on Carolina, even though I don't really like them, that home ice, I want to see that home ice in the finals because
That uni is sick.
Their uni's great. The only thing, the
I
reason why,
hate the double flag hockey stick.
Oh, you do?
I'm not
but
a
you
fan.
know why you hate them?
Because they used to be the Whalers.
Because they're hard for you.
Okay.
You don't even you never lived in a world
No.
where Hartford had a professional hockey team, man.
I will say that logo with the 2 flags is our alternate logo for the Chowder Heads.
Do you
on shell,
even-
by the way.
Do you even consider texting us when we play now, or is it just you and boys?
You guys are never on. I don't see you guys
I was
on.
on the other night, I'm going to be honest with you, when they play, and you were already there, and I just left because I got sad.
Why did you text me?
Because I was sad. I was like, he's in here, and he didn't even tell me.
You should have texted me.
Oh, should
You guys are never on.
You've been like,
He plays golf all the time and doesn't tell us.
I had my
That's also true.
We need to play soon, by the way.
Yes.
Even if it's like a Thursday night. Can we
Well,
get out?
Emmy and I are playing on Saturday morning at 9.
Just you two?
Just the two of us.
We'll be in New York.
That's
Brutal.
right.
Brutal.
Um,
I do have a hockey question for you guys, though. Sorry to flip right back to
Yeah.
it, but the Marshy trade, we get that first in 27. Are you then happy with the trade, or are you still like?
I was happy
what
with
the
it when it
hell?
happened.
Yeah,
I was
me
happy
too.
because they couldn't re-sign him for whatever reason, which I put on Sweeney.
yeah, it doesn't sound like he was asking for a lot, by the way.
Well, I don't know what they were asking, but at the same, I'm like, all right, well,
reporting-
get something for him.
Yeah.
You know,
The
and
report
that's fine.
was he wanted to come back and he didn't want much money. And
That's
they were like,
what I heard as well.
Yeah.
I think it was term. He wanted 3 years,
yes.
which at 3 years at $6
I
million, like, I mean,
get
but
it.
he also shouldn't have been captain. I would also say, like, I think he's a good alternate. I think they needed to have a different captain.
Right.
What's a lot for hockey? Like, because obviously, like in the NBA, like we signed Jaylen Brown to $300 million contract. So, like, for
Well,
me
he's-
thinking of like
he's-
hockey, like
Marchand
much
for his
money-
production is underpaid and has been for a long time.
Yeah.
okay,
But
The Bruins are notorious for signing players to great contracts.
well, I think they all like
For them.
Bergeron took a huge like.
Krejci did too.
Yeah, they all did, except for Swayman.
Yeah. That's so
and so that contract was a lot of money.
No, I think
Pasta-
there was a lot of value. Pasta's, I think, accurately paid. Like
Was
that's a
88
value.
88 for 8 or something like
Yeah, I
that.
think so.
And that was good value. He probably could have got more. That's a big.
Yeah, he could have
contract.
definitely
Yeah,
got
yeah,
more.
yeah.
The kid Miko Renton we just talked about was 8 for 96, I think.
Okay,
Which is after Pasta had done his deal.
Right,
So
right,
remember
right.
That was the
Yeah.
same year.
it sets the market.
Yeah, so I think that's about it. Now I will say the NHL salary cap has gone up. I think pretty significantly. over
Yeah,
the
it's
last couple of
good.
years.
Yeah, it's
So
and
they're
it's going to
actually-
continue to
They're actually
climb.
getting
Okay.
real money now.
Okay,
So that's interesting. But getting back to it really quickly, Carolina wants to come out of the East, so that leaves the West, and there's no question who wants to go into the West. That's Connor David, the Edmonton Oilers. They're up 3-1 on the Knights right now, which is kind of impressive, by the way. The Edmonton would look a little shaky in the first 3 games in the first round. I can't remember who they played now.
It's because their goalie Skinner got hurt or benched or whatever, and
Oh,
their
really?
backup. It's finally that has been the Oilers' issue the
They
entire
were
time. Is their
shaky.
goalies
I think
terrible?
they were down 2-1 in the first round, and they've looked like a freight train ever since. So they're up 3-1. I want Connor McDavid to beat either the. And I do say Connor McDavid. I know he's got the rest of the team, but whatever. It reminds me. Have you seen the SNL skit of the 2017 or 2018 Cleveland Cavs on SNL?
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, man! It's like they're like all the SNL guys dressed up in basketball uniforms, like, and they look like normal dudes in basketball
Yeah.
uniforms. And they're all like, "I'm here to do whatever LeBron wants me to do, as long as that's not basketball."
Yeah.
And it's Childish Gambino, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, you know that thing where they roll the ball to half court so you can save time? I'm pretty good at that. It's so
That's a
funny.
great SNL episode too, because then he does like the hockey.
Oh my god.
The like broadcaster announcer.
No, that's not Kid Cudi. That's someone
No,
else.
that's Chance the Rapper.
Chance the Rapper. does.
Yeah.
Chance, and he's so funny. 'cause
Hilarious.
Is that the Ranger one?
Yes.
And he's got Brady Shea, and he's,
He's
like,
the Knicks reporter.
"This is all consonants. I
Right.
don't know what to do."
Yeah. Right. What do you think about that power play? I'm cold. I'm really cold right now. It's so good.
So to answer your question, like the elite players are getting, so Leon Draisaitl's getting $14 million per year. Austin Matthews is 13.25. Nathan McKinnon's 12.6. Connor McDavid's 12.5. Mika Rantanen's 12. So you're in that neighborhood.
Okay.
Pasternak is getting paid 11.25. So he's like, I think, accurately
he's in
paid,
the
if
top
not
shelf.
undervalued.
Yeah.
And he's been lighting up the IIHF World Championships.
Has he really?
Oh,
Wow.
some filthy maneuvers. Like, it's just so fun to watch.
So, well, that's great. That's good to hear, actually. But
Will he do that in Boston?
I hope so. We cannot figure out why he just goes through. He gets like what do they call it when you can't throw it first? The yips.
Yeah.
And he's just stick handling. He just turns the puck over every. Like, he
But
just goes through these like stretches of doing it, and sometimes it comes at the worst possible time, like critical points in the game, critical points in the season, in the playoffs.
He carried the Bruins at the end of the year. Granted, they didn't do well, but he was
he
playing
didn't-
hard
but he
and he
didn't
was
melt,
producing.
and he
He
didn't
was
wilt.
producing.
I will say that's a very good sign.
And he didn't quit. That's the other thing. He didn't take plays off. He was trying to will the team to win, and they just didn't have the horses.
So I will say about the Oilers, I did say it's all Connor McDavid. They're a better team. They're a pretty damn good team. But I want to see the Oilers beat the Stars or the Jets, who I kind of like both those teams when I know
Jets are
them.
fun to watch at home. Like it's a good crowd.
And so I kind of like.
I don't
to
like
say-
Dallas. I don't want Dallas to win.
You really don't.
Ugh, I don't like any of the Dallas teams.
Yeah, fair.
It doesn't make sense either.
I like the
It doesn't
green.
seem- it
I
doesn't
do
seem
like the
natural.
green.
The
The
green
green's
is pretty
pretty
sick.
tight,
It's
but
not natural for a Texas team to win.
well, and they're the former North Stars, and North Stars are a much cooler name than just the Stars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't like teams that move, man.
Agreed.
Don't move. So then I would like the Oilers to win it all. Like I want them to beat
I
Carolina.
like the Colts. They moved.
You like the Thunder? They moved from Seattle.
Okay. You know what? It just wasn't fact. What do you guys, CNN? All of a sudden?
Semantic police.
Well, I got my fact checkers here who are looking up numbers on Wikipedia.
Well, they also have Tyler Seguin, and I don't know why, but I just don't really
Oh,
like
God, I
him.
love
You guys-
Tyler Seguin. I so rooting for that punk.
I am not. I'm so glad we traded him.
He's so good.
He's
He-
nasty.
He's filthy.
He's not, Mika Rantanen is just a horse.
So who do you got? Who do you like? Do you
To win,
Yeah.
the Panthers are pretty good. Like they're battling through, and they're gritty. They're built for the long haul.
I can't stand the sneeze, man. Kachuk.
He's, you know how you said you can respect an opponent or
I
a
don't even know
rival.
if I respect him.
I-
I think he's just dirty.
He's good.
He's really good. By the way, you know what he's best at? He does two things really well. I've noticed.
Aggravating people.
First of all, that is a skill, and you're right. I should have mentioned that. It is a skill, though.
He's very good at not crossing the line.
I
He
think
can-
he gets.
he to-
I think he gets away with crossing the line. I really do. I think there's I think he. People will talk about Marchand. I think he's worse than Marchand ever was, to be honest with you.
He's not licking dudes' faces.
He's not
Good
licking
point.
dudes' faces, but he is constantly late hits, dirty hits. I don't know how
He's dirtier than Brad Marchand.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, he's
What would I
dirtier.
say?
Crossing the line. So when I say crossing
Okay.
the line, yeah, he's dirtier. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes.
He's dirtier.
For sure.
I think he's a dirtier player. He is an outstanding passer. His passing, his assists, and the other thing he does that Sam Bennett does too, and I hate him. I hate Sam Bennett. They have a sense of when they can slow down. They have a sense of when the bullets are flying and everyone's moving around and you're ripping it at the net and you're just trying to whatever. They have a sense of when I can hold on to this puck a split second longer and a window opens up or a shot opens up, and both of them do it super well, and it drives me nuts. And that team is really good. I mean, Barkov, who I think was banged up for a minute,
Yeah, I think so.
might be the best player in the damn league. Not naming David. I mean, he is so good.
I would argue against that, but
He's so good.
he's
just
Bergeron 2.0.
He's a different. Well, he's bigger. He's a lot bigger, and he's not as fast as some of the other guys in the league. And people, I think, get caught up on speed, which I like. I love that speed is becoming a much bigger part of the NHL. But he is so skilled and so big and so strong and so smart. I don't know, man. I think he's really good. And you know what? I would say this: he's probably not as good this year as he was last year or maybe the year before. That's fine. But I think he's wildly underrated.
Well, Sam Bennett's going to be a free agent, and I'm kind of afraid the Bruins are going to go after him, and I don't think Sam Bennett is nearly as good
No.
off the Panthers.
No, I don't either. I don't like him too. I think he's dirty.
Yeah.
So I mean, they got, but then you look up and down their roster, and they just have guys everywhere.
That's how they play. That's why they're tough to play against
Yeah.
in the playoffs. That's why I think that they're kind of. I'm rooting for the Oilers. I want Connor McDavid to get his cup
But
because he's a generational, transformative player, and he deserved. When those players don't get rings, I kind of get upset. Like Charles Barkley, I think should have had a
should have
ring.
got a ring,
Yeah.
man.
It is a tarnish on their
Joe
legacy.
Thomas, the offensive tackle for the Browns, who did everything right, stayed in the right organization,
Yeah.
played his ass off of them, never had to worry about the position. Maybe the best that ever did it. No ring.
Yeah. So
That's
I
just
think
not
that's
right.
why I want. And he's a good guy. And he's just fun to watch. He really
Yeah.
is on another level.
I agree. All right, so we agree we want the Oilers to win, but the Panthers might be the team to beat.
Well, I think the Panthers are good at getting because the Oilers aren't deep, and the Panthers are. So if you can negate that first line, and the Panthers are going to beat you
Are the Panthers
or beat the Oilers.
But the Panthers are What's the seeding? Do you know? I forget what the seeding. Who would
Panthers are the 3rd seed. Toronto's the 2nd seed.
and Carolina's the.
No, Toronto was the first. Toronto had Ottawa, so they were the 1st seed, and I'm sorry, Florida is the 2nd seed because they played the Lightning.
Okay, so Carolina's like the 3rd or 4th or whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about the division. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. We're not getting confused now. The only reason I ask is because, again, that Carolina home ice is a thing. It is a thing. When you go in there, especially for a team that I think Florida's really good at getting under people's skin, but it's a fine line because you can get them worked up pretty good too.
Carolina would have the home field or home ice advantage over Florida.
Yeah, that's interesting.
They're the 2 seed. The Florida was the 3 seed.
That's interesting to me. I just think it's tough to beat Carolina on that rink. And I'm not saying Florida can't do it. They can. I don't even know what the record is there this year. But
have you ever seen the coach of the Panther or the Carolina Hurricanes?
I saw him the other night. Why am I blanking?
He looks like his face was dragged over a cheese grater.
It's Brindamore.
Yeah, he's not an attractive.
It's not just a guy. It's Rod Brindamore, dude. He played in the league for years.
Yeah,
He also, by the way, feels like the kind of coach that would, in practice, would drop the gloves with one of his players.
Oh God.
He's
yeah.
like the.
you just looking him up now?
Yeah.
He's got kind of like a Mike Graves feel to him. He's got a little bit of that intensity.
Yeah.
He's like the equipment manager for the Trashers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Like Brindamore,
Laying kids out into the boards
Right.
when they're like 8 years old.
when he's like, "Why don't you step in my office? We'll figure it out." Like most coaches are like, "Oh, we're gonna go have a talk." I'd be like,
I want to witness.
Yeah, I'm bringing someone with me. Like, I don't know where we're going with this. Speaking of this, I love that. This is so cheesy, but I'm all in on the Braves. I'm all in on Vrabel. Did you see?
I'm all into. I can't wait for.
Did you see the? I forget the player he called up, and he's like, "Can you come up
I
here?
forget the player, yeah.
Have you done all the lifts? You saw this, right?"
Yeah.
So he's like, "Come with me." He's like, "All right, we're gonna step this way. We're gonna go 4 steps." And Vrabel puts his hand on his back, kind of like pushes him forward for 4 steps, and like walking next to him, but still pushing him. He's like, "All right, let's go back. We're gonna go 8 steps." So we're gonna like 8 steps, and he does the same thing. He's like, "All right, let's go back to the middle room." Same thing. And then he's like, "All right, put your hands out." They start pushing on each other, right? And he's like, "All right, thanks. Go sit down." He's like, "What do we learn here?" And everyone's like, "Am I supposed to have an answer?" You know, I love when coaches do that. You're like, "Nope."
Yeah, right.
You start to raise your hand. You're like, "No, I'm not
Right.
that guy." Like, no way. And so it's cheesy.
Yeah.
It is cheesy.
That's like the first
But
lesson in
Vrabel-
leadership courses.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is it a thing?
It's like it's
Oh,
like
I've never seen it
it's-
before.
I've seen it in a couple leadership courses
So
where like that's
Vrabel-
how they teach you how to lead people.
So Ray was like, "What'd you learn?" It's like, if I'm pushing you, but I'm walking with you and I'm next to you, we're moving forward. We're making progress. If I'm pushing you and you're pushing against me, we're going nowhere. So
That's like the thing on
It's
LinkedIn
about-
where the guy's like, "Is this thing full?" And it's full of golf
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, I could put sand in it or whatever." Or like, "How much does this glass of water weigh?" Like, I'm so tired of that.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't get me wrong.
I'm so
I
sick of
can't-
LinkedIn, by the way. Like I wanted to delete it so bad.
I will
hate
fully.
people's
I don't even
posts.
understand LinkedIn.
I can't stand it.
I fully admit it's cheesy, but I was like, yeah, we're gonna win. We might win.
Yeah.
We might win 19 games this year.
Undefeated.
Plus 2 that we're gonna find 2 wins somewhere.
Speaking of, the schedule comes out tonight.
Oh yeah! And by the way, the Vikings have to play back-to-back international games. But might get away with one because they have 2 neutral sites, and they're going to be already overseas for when a team has to fly over. So they'll have been there
Oh,
for
true.
2 weeks.
True.
If I was
They'll
a
be-
Vikings season ticket holder, I'd be pissed.
They're both away games.
Wow.
You lose. They have 9 away games this year, and both of those count as away games for them. So they don't have 2 true road games that substitutes for them. So you're not. And if you're like, and by the way, a lot of these season ticket holders, man, season tickets are so expensive. Like, oh, we can go over to Ireland and check out the game. Maybe we'll stay for the week. We can head over to England after. You know what I mean? Like, if you have the money and the means, that'd be sick for your team.
No, it'd be so dope.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
Uh,
Before we go, because we're at 49 minutes, it's got to keep it under an hour. I didn't even check to see what time's Buxton's closed, and that's really
9.
for people that know. 9?
We're good.
We're good. And, but Matt has
They
to be
won't.
up.
They won't hate us like Ricochet.
You can leave early though. We'll take
Yeah.
care of it. We're going to Buxton.
Yeah,
That's
but-
what I'm saying. Talk to me about the PGA Tour.
Who do you want to win?
Go.
Who do you want? Who do you think?
Who do I want? I want Min Woo Lee to win it. Who I think will win is Rory. I think he's just cruising through. I think he's on a heater.
Didn't Scheffler have like an outrageous
He did.
win?
He did.
Oh my God.
He
was
had
on
crazy
Was he
win.
like birdied everything but like 3 holes
Yeah.
I just think
He didn't
Lowe's
have
on
like
a heater.
he basically birdied every other
on a
hole.
round?
Yeah.
For 4 rounds. He basically birdied
I didn't
every
know
other
it was
hole.
that bad.
It was
He
31
cucked.
under, 36 unders every other hole.
He cooked.
He's 31 under.
Yeah.
This is what I want. I said it before. I want McIlroy, Scheffler, 1-2. I don't care the order. And I want the next tournament in the next major. I want McIlroy, Scheffler, 1-2. I don't care what order. I want a war to it. I want like a battle.
I agree.
To break out. I think it would be good for all. And I've said this before. The face of the NBA. I've lost track of this point. We'll go back really quickly. I want Bird Magic. I don't want Jordan.
LeBron never had
Jordan
anybody.
LeBron.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I don't need that one face. I don't need the Jerry West on the logo, all that. I want Bird Magic. I want.
Well, that's what was nice with
I want
with
a rivalry.
An
LeBron
actual-
and Curry.
Yes.
When,
Yes.
when LeBron and Curry were in different conferences, or even LeBron and Dirk, it was a lot smaller than Bird and Magic, but
they were two
we had
different
that a little
players.
bit.
You need 2 wings. You need 2 point
Fair.
guards. You need 2 guys who
Fair.
really like. If there was another Jalen Brunson, it would be fine. It doesn't have to necessarily be a wing.
Right.
But I want 2. It's got to be similar players. Like it's got to be like I forget who Elijah.
Well, that's
was.
where
All
that's
the
where
time.
Ann Edwards and
Jackson?
SGA
No,
will
they're
learn
on the
a
same
lot.
team.
It might have been O'Neal. It might have been Shaq early on in Shaq's career.
But
But
it's-
yeah, was there anything else you guys want to say about the Open?
No, same here. I'd love to see. I want Tom Kim.
Tom Kim,
Yeah, I'd love to see him do well.
He also had a
I feel like you're a Tom Kim fan.
love Tom Kim.
Yeah.
I watched most recent episodes of the Full Swing, but
Same.
you gotta watch it too.
Yeah. I like, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I got to catch up with, I guess.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't even watch Salt Lake City right now, so kind of down about
Yeah,
it.
you'll watch it and be like, oh wait, we are cursed.
What's your? That's the name of this show, Cursed, right?
I was gonna do non-sad pod.
Or Woe Is Me.
What was me? Got a few options.
What's your? What are the? You already laid down 7 parlays for the Open. What do you got? Are you ever afraid like someone's gonna get arrested on the way into the course and you might lose the parlay?
No, because if he gets arrested, if Scotty
plays
gets
better.
arrested again, he plays better. But so all I have for the Open so far is a 4-leg. I have Rory and Bryson to be in the top 10, and then I have Ludvin. How do you say it? Oberg and
Ludwig
Xander
Oberg.
and Xander to be top 20.
Like that.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Some good golfers right there. I mean, we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
I can tell you, I don't want Bryson DeChambeau to win.
Which
I don't
you
want
do-
him to win either.
You're a Bryson fanboy a little bit.
I know, I
We
like
went to hit balls the other day. He's like, "This is how Bryson does it."
well because he said that I lock my arm like straight. My left arm is like straight.
By the
up.
way, you know that like this is gonna sound. I shouldn't say. I don't know why I'm gonna do this, but it wasn't a criticism. I was noticing something you were doing.
No, I know.
And I wanted to talk to you about why you were
I
doing it.
know. But I mentioned Bryson because I was like, this is also how Bryson swings because he goes for
But it's
complete power.
his arm is almost outside of his body.
It's like
Yeah,
completely
Bryson is not a prototypical
No.
golfer.
No.
Well, neither. I don't know if you've seen Tyler. Neither is he.
I also go to the gym for 3 hours a day.
Hey, what do you do there?
Nothing. I actually just I watch the TV that
I watch
live
Full
in-
Swing.
yeah. In the sauna. That's pretty much it.
All right, 53 minutes. I love it.
Love it.
We're gonna be out.
Hell yeah.
Any last words from the group?
Now big cheese.
All right, check us out on YouTube. We're gonna be on YouTube this week.
Yep.
Okay,
We were on
check us-
YouTube last week as well.
Yeah, you've been doing a great job with that. It's been great. We're gonna be on YouTube. Hopefully, we can get some clips cut up
YouTube,
for TikTok,
TikTok.
depending on how hot Matt was tonight. Felt like it was pretty good.
He's pretty good.
So we'll get some TikTok stuff going on, and you can always find us on Instagram.
Screen Screener to pod.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much.
You hate me.
We're talking about the 2 things is really like now that my other jobs kind of died down.
Oh, the 2 things we really gotta work on the theme song, and I would like to get some merch.
Tyler made a real good effort.
And
What he ordered and what showed up wasn't really the same thing.
Wasn't too pretty. But hey, wait, I got a hat brand coming out now, so we'll do a collab and get.
Yeah, he's
I think you
doing
got to do four sort.
What's the name of your hat brand? Should we get it out right now, or you guys want to wait for the launch?
We'll wait for the launch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, something to look forward to. I actually saw it. I like this.
This
I
is
just-
news to me.
I just got some more mocks as
Yeah,
well.
him and his
so-
boy are gonna launch a hat brand. I
Gabby's
like it.
cousin, yeah.
Oh, I always forget it's Nick. Nicholas? Is it
Yeah.
Nick? Does he go by Nicholas or Nick?
He goes by Nicholas at home. He also goes by.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Big farm.
So they've They've called him Pickle his whole life.
Yes.
Especially Frank. And it went all the way to Emmanuel, so they call him Pickle and Emmanuel. They call him Nick or they call him Pickle.
Oh,
and Emmanuel.
that Nick.
Yes.
Air mattress Nick.
Air mattress Nick, yeah.
I don't know why this happens. We always save our good stuff in it.
Yeah, right.
We gotta start off better. But I don't know what we're
Makes
doing.
people listen to the whole pod.
All right, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. That's pretty good.